Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Basement Show. I'm Ryan. This is Tara. And, this is the only show where our second episode has less views than the pilot. I wonder if I don't think the podcast is the same way, but that's all right.
The audio's actually doing quite well.
That's all right. How are you this week? You look a little stressed out. I gotta be honest with you. Yeah, a little bit.
Well, it's just because it's a holiday weekend. I have Monday off.
Hold on, you got a little fuzz on your hand.
Do I?
Yeah, a little morning fuzz. I got you.
So, it's a holiday weekend. I have Monday off, and my job, usually right before a long weekend, they're like, "Come on, because we're gonna have Monday off." So we're gonna be a day behind, and we've been behind anyway.
Can't have that.
So there was this big push to try to get a bunch of work done. And, excuse me, so I was doing like 9-10 hour days.
Oof.
And, by the time Friday hits and you're doing that, I was just fried. I'm like, I've had enough.
And I am spent.
Yeah. I'm like, I've had enough. And this is kind of funny. So I'm at work on Wednesday, and I work from home, and I get a instant message. We have an instant message program, which I hate, and it comes up. Oh, I hate it so much. And it pops up, and it's my boss, and she goes, now, bearing in mind that she's instant messaging me in this program, and she can see that I'm online, because there's a little green dot next to my name.
Yes.
Right? So she comes on, and she goes, "Where are you?"
Oof,
and
aggressive.
I'm like, obviously, I'm online, I'm working.
I'm at home.
So I wrote her back, and I was like, working.
Where
are you? Like, if it had been...
Where are you?
Like, if it had been anybody else...
I'm outside your house.
Yeah, like, if it had been anybody else, I'd have been like, looking in your window.
That's right.
Where are you? I can see you.
I see you, boss bitch.
Yeah. So she goes, "Oh, you're supposed to be in office today."
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was my thing. I was like, "Am I?" And she goes, "Yeah, because I'm supposed to go in one Wednesday a month." But
one Wednesday.
When we had made this little agreement,
yes,
she had said, "I'll let you know when it's going to start."
Yeah.
And she omitted that part.
Oh, of course.
So she was just assuming that I would know.
Right.
Like, it's happening now.
Right.
So I said, well, it was my understanding that you were going to tell me when this was all beginning. And she goes, "Well, just come in next Wednesday then." So I said, okay. So just to, put more sauce on the sundae, I said, "I am very sorry for our misunderstanding."
Yes, bring it together.
Goes, "It's not a problem. You just have to make sure that you're in one day a month." She goes, "If you can't make it that Wednesday, you have to make it another day. Make arrangements." And I'm like, okay.
Sounds
terrific.
Very micromanagey.
I have 4 bosses.
Who needs that many bosses?
I certainly don't.
No. That's micromanaging to the core.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Man, I feel bad for you. I feel bad for your boss, too. Not because of you, but just because your boss's boss's
feel bad with your
boss.
boss for dealing with you.
It's my boss and their
deal
boss is just bosses flying everywhere.
Yeah.
So do you want to start us off this week? What do we got? What do you got?
What do I got?
What do you got? Give me something good.
I'm still working on those stupid nesting doll things.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
that's
man.
right.
I had to order another set.
Another set of nesting dolls, please. Stat.
I have a feeling somebody at that company is going to be like, "What are they doing?"
Who goes through this many nesting dolls? In case people at home don't know, the nesting dolls, those are those little dolls
those little
that,
Russian dolls.
yeah, the little Russian dolls, and then they boop, and then boop, boop, boop,
Yeah.
and they all come out, and then, that's pretty good shit.
So I'm hoping to finish those this weekend. I have, I'm starting to lose my patience with it.
Right.
So I'm trying. I was talking to my dad last week, because we were talking about wood stain, because I wanted to wood stain them.
Nice.
And he's like, and I was kind of hoping he was going to be like, "Oh, do you need some help?"
Oh, no.
He wasn't.
No. No, I ain't got time for that crap.
Bob has better things to do.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, they both have COVID.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I suspect they got it from my nephew.
Oh, great.
Because his entire family is sick.
Great. Which means I hope you don't have it.
No, I wasn't.
Okay, good.
The last, because I see them, we have like a family day every Sunday. So, last Sunday, last Saturday, really, she sent out a thing and she was like, I'm really not feeling well. Because in the midweek, she had started to feel sick.
Right.
So, I didn't see her that Sunday. And I was going to go over anyway just to see if they needed any help with anything. And I'm glad I didn't.
Right. So then you'd be sick and then we'd miss the show.
She was COVID positive by then. And then my dad got it midweek.
Oh.
So I texted her. I'm like, because my dad has a heart condition and stuff. So I texted her. I'm like, how's Dad? And she goes, oh, he's out mowing the lawn.
What?
It's like he's mowing the lawn with COVID? The grass needs to be cut, Tara.
Right. Can't just let our lives stop.
It's like...
And our grass grow.
He's very manic about the lawn.
He is, but it's such a nice lawn.
It's
not as good as yours. We know this. We know this.
I'm so sad because I do have to mow my lawn this weekend, but the last time that I did the treatment, the mowing and all that stuff, I did not do any weed whacking. So I have to weed whack this time around.
Right.
And I hate doing that.
You got to get wacky with it. Maybe you should get yourself one of those plastic helmets where you can put like 2 cans of Mountain Dew in there with the straw and stuff.
That would be lovely.
That wouldn't that be? You'd stay refreshed.
The back of the lawn, because I have a riding lawnmower, the back of the lawnmower has a cup holder.
Of course it does.
I used to put Gatorades.
It's one of the biggest selling points of pretty much anything motorized, I guess. So yeah, folks, this week, just like we do every week, our segment, Ma Knows Best. What we have this week. Oh boy.
More
always. But we're going to be discussing the power of prednisone this week. I have, yeah. Mom had thought that she had some really bad, or was about to be diagnosed with a serious condition, rheumatoid arthritis, and the doctor put her on prednisone, which we all know is a steroid. I did not realize the power of prednisone, folks. So I had this running joke with Mara all week. I'm like, Mom, make sure that you lift up the house completely when you're vacuuming underneath it. I took the biggest ear beating all week long. I thought my ears were going to bleed. I mean, she covered every world topic and solved every world problem each day for about an hour and a half. I've never gone to bed with Band-Aids on my ears, but this week was an exception. She is feeling better. Ma, I'm so happy that you're feeling better. But at the same time, I really have a lot of faith that prednisone does exactly what it says it's going to do. So thank you to prednisone for making Ma feel better. And Mom, if you're watching this right now, I know exactly what you're doing. You're probably just finishing up the other side of the house, vacuuming it. And Ma does know best because she's been taking her medicine regularly. And I know this one isn't all that funny, so I'll end it with the rabbit. Check in with the rabbit. So this week, she was totally convinced, and so was I by the end of this week, that Ma seems to be the retirement community animal coroner. She was on her way out to run an errand yesterday morning, and she saw one of which has to be like over 100 bunnies in that whole retirement community.
Jesus.
And it was laid out, and it was dead. It was roadkill, and she's absolutely convinced that this is her bunny. I'm hoping it's not true. I did tell her that I stopped and looked and picked it up and tried to identify it. No, you didn't. You know how many germs are on the? And then in the next sentence, it's like, oh, I know. I just know it's her. I know it's that one. I really don't think it is, Ma. But if it is, we can also go to the pet store if you want. Yeah. So yeah, folks, that's Ma Knows Best for this week. And also, I don't know what else we were gonna segue into. Let's see.
Man checks his notes.
Yeah, I know. I have the crappiest notes.
Do you do the scribble?
Yeah, I do the scribble. Yeah, I do the scribble, and I do understand it. It's just, we're so sucky. It's it's hard to come up with original content.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, listen too. This week we got a very special segment for you folks at home and on the podcast to enjoy. I have recently figured out what the babies are up to. They're pretty upset. I'd be upset too. This week's Get the Fuck Out of Here. It's going to be a tough summer. It's going to be a tough summer for babies everywhere. Newborns, obviously, especially. And Tara, you found some babies that plan to crawl on Congress this week. The
petition was signed.
Yeah.
Just with drool.
My formula brings all the babies to the yard, and they're like, it's nowhere in stores. Damn right, it's nowhere in stores. I can get some, but I have to charge. My formula brings all the babies to the yard, and they're like, it's nowhere in stores. Damn right, it's nowhere in stores. I can get you some, but I have to charge. I know they want it. The thing that babies make the parents go crazy for it. They lose their minds the way they're behind. Abbott is out of time. La 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 la. Warm it up. La 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 la. Babies are starving. La 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 la. Warm it up. La 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 la. Breast milk depleting.
Okay.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. All right.
I like the social commentary at the end. The babies are starving.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So, folks, this goes out to Abbott, who makes the formula that these babies who crawled on Congress, as you can clearly see, are upset. And Abbott formula makers gets this week's Get the fuck out of here. All right. All right.
Because I've already done the artwork for it, so I want to make sure I do it. The stupid criminal.
Yes.
Of the week, which is we're gonna call this one. No one likes a tattletale.
Ah, yes. No one does. Little rat.
So a good Samaritan noticed that an elderly man was being robbed. So he jumped in and he punched the thief. Alright, good for him, by the way. But the thief was so upset that he actually called the police to complain, and subsequently he was arrested.
You gotta be kidding me. The guy called the cops on himself after
he called
breaking
the cops
in.
on the guy who punched him in the face for robbing someone. Yes.
Oh, jeez. That's crazy, too. That's beyond even, well, not like it takes much, but that's beyond my conception. Like
my conception.
But in a sick way, it's like, could I get away with that? Be like, I broke into your house, your domicile, stole your stuff. You tried to take your stuff from me, and I punched you in the face? Is that how that went?
Well, no, I think he was just robbing the guy in the street, and somebody was like, hey, don't do that. And punched him in the face.
Stop doing bad stuff. Or I'm going to punch you in the face.
Stop being a jerk face.
That's literally a jerk face. That's a good one. Wow. Yeah. It's amazing how people don't premeditate more crimes, you know? That's really, I really just put some thought into it. What's that saying? Be good or be good at it, I guess, if you're gonna do the next right thing, you don't have to worry. But if you're busy doing the next wrong thing, at least make plans, So
have an escape plan, I guess.
Yeah. So I'm getting geared up for convenience store cookout. Yep.
I know. We're already almost through June.
That's crazy.
So the 4th of July.
That's crazy how fast time really goes.
Which is my husband's favorite holiday.
Right, it is because of the fireworks.
He likes fireworks.
And hot dogs.
Yes.
Convenience store hot dogs.
He'll eat a convenience store hot dog.
Of course he will. He's got a cast iron stomach, that guy.
I know. I wish I had that problem.
Just eat whatever you want.
He'll do like 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
It's like, it's fine.
Yeah. That's like the epitome of convenience store foods.
Yeah.
As far as like taking your life in your hands, possibly. Ugh.
I know. I wouldn't fare well, but that's just me.
No, not at all. So this is episode 3. So I'm thinking along the lines of by the time we get to episode 10, we'll have maybe by then 50 subscribers. Maybe we're gonna have to find better stuff to talk about. It's all my fault, really, if you think about it. It's okay.
Now.
It's okay. I'm thinking about the children. I gotta think about the children.
Won't somebody please think of
right.
the children?
Really, you got starving kids out there. That's insane.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Okay. So next, I was thinking probably within the next couple weeks we'll have probably like a guest caller.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a couple people lined up, all from different parts of the country, which is good because you get different views on different topics that we've yet to discuss, and different accents. People from across the country with different accents, which is really, it's nice to explore, But it's one of those. Maybe it's the weather too this week. It's like, I'm writing for the show this week, and I just found myself like running out of ideas. Like I felt like I was empty. And then when I finally got that phone call,
I often feel empty.
Yes. And then I realized I hadn't eaten anything in 5 hours, and my sugar was dropping. So yeah. I guess it was just I had 2 donuts on the way here, so I'm full. Man. Yeah, I know. It's my little treat, my little Saturday morning treats.
Treat yourself.
Little treats for me. I need them.
Last Saturday, I was filming in a cemetery, and
by yourself?
No.
Oh, thank God.
I was with my friend Sean.
Yeah.
And I have never in my life been attacked by so many mosquitoes.
I thought you were going to say spirits. I've never been attacked by so many spirits before. It was epic, Rye. Not so many mosquitoes. Did you bring any, like, cutter or off?
Well, here's the thing, right? So it had gotten too much. And I said I didn't anticipate being eaten alive. Like, I was walking around and I'm like, I am too much of a treat. Like, they can't leave me alone.
A mesquite treat.
I am a mesquite treat.
That's right.
Thank you. So, at one point, I had to go back to the car and just...
Bug off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bugger off.
Yeah.
So, ultimately, I got home, and I was looking at my body, and I had 15 mosquito bites.
15,
15, right? Which is less than I thought I was going to have, right?
Right.
So, a couple days later, and then you like, the itching begins,
yes.
And you're like, oh,
it's just uncomfortable. It's
so
annoying.
I was sitting in my office working, and I was scratching my back, because it's a lot of my lower back. And I had gone to get ready for bed later on in the evening. Now, I had scratched the mosquito bites so badly to the point that they were bleeding.
Oh, God.
So I had blood all over the inside of my shirt and, like, the top of my pants.
Oh, jeez.
I was like, holy...
Did you bumble around the corner and Sean thought you were a zombie or something? Like you got...
No.
Wow.
No, there was I enjoy a good urban legend, and it was a cemetery that had an urban legend where there was a person in it that was rumored to be a vampire.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a real vampire.
Yeah, and they're buried in like a tomb, one of those tall, like mausoleum type tombs. And the interesting thing, if you want to call it interesting, it's the only one with vine all over it.
Really?
Vine has grown all over it, and that particular vine supposedly is not indigenous to this area. It's from like Georgia.
Huh.
Yeah.
Georgia, like down south Georgia?
Yes,
wow.
like down south, where I'm not allowed.
Oh, really? You banned from Georgia?
I am.
Oh, that's
Did I tell you
awesome.
that story?
No.
Oh, I'm not allowed in Georgia, and I'll tell you why.
What did you do?
Wouldn't sleep with my relative. So
We're gonna have to edit that.
No,
or
we're not. I'm leaving
we're not
it.
editing
I'm
that,
leaving
I guess
it.
So.
Because I hate Georgia. I hate you. So, many years ago, Jay used to live in Florida when he was in college.
That's
he
right.
lived in the St. Augustine area.
Right.
And so he had a storage unit down there. And I don't know if he always assumed he would be back, but he never bothered with it. But he paid on it every month, so I'd been laid off from a job. And so I'm kind of like, dude, you know, you're paying like $200 for the storage unit. You don't really need any of that stuff because
Wasting your
you're
money.
not missing it.
Right.
Right? So yeah, you're right. And because I was laid off, I said, you know what, I'll drive down there, clean it up.
Right. That's right.
And then you give me a list of what you want from it, and I will bring it back.
Which was probably everything.
Well, my mom decided that I shouldn't be driving down there by myself, so she sent my dad with me, which was an experience. He still complains about it to this day.
Road trip.
He still complains because I'm the type of person, if I'm like, I just wanted to get there, get it done, and come back.
Trying to make good time.
So yeah. So at one point, I think it was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, he looks at me and he goes, if you don't pull this car over right now, he's like, I'm just going to open up the door and jump out.
Oh, God,
He goes,
Bob.
we need to stop now.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I guess we're stopping for the night.
Yeah. Did he want to stop and see, like, the world's
No,
biggest
he just
ball
wanted to
string,
stop.
or-
He just wanted to stop. However, we were getting closer and closer to south of the border.
Yes.
And he became like a 6-year-old. He looked at me and he goes, can we stop?
Yeah, you can.
It's like, yeah.
Get a bumper sticker.
Well, I learned a lot about my dad. He was like, apparently he really likes fireworks as well, because they have it's south of the border, they have all these little shops and stuff, and they have a fireworks thing.
Yes, they do.
And he was like, I'm going in.
Yep.
Like, and he went in and he was like,
Oh, boy.
wow. Oh my God, it was so funny.
That's great.
And he's looking at stuff and he goes,
He's all childlike and wonderment
oh
and
God,
stuff.
yes. And he's looking at stuff and he's like, I want that. That'd be awesome. And then he goes, I can't bring any of this shit home because the nephews will
Steal
blow the house
it,
up.
blow the house up.
So I go down, clean out the storage unit. That was not without its trouble. So I finally get that done. And I shouldn't skimp on this part, but the stuff that Jay wanted me to throw away, there's a dumpster on premises.
Oh, that's good. That's convenient.
So you would think. So I went to go throw all this crap away.
Uh-huh.
And this guy comes running out of the office and he goes, what are you doing? It's like, I'm throwing this stuff away.
Right.
It's a dumpster.
Right.
There was no signs, by the way.
Right.
So he goes, you can't do that. And I was like,
Why?
but it's a dumpster.
Yeah.
And he goes, but it's not mine. I said, it's on your property, but it's not yours?
Right.
He goes, well, I rent it to someone. I was like, what?
Come on.
So it was a whole thing. So I said, okay, tell me where I can get rid of this crap.
Right.
I can't be the first person who's ever been to the storage unit and had to throw stuff away.
Right.
So he goes, well, there's a landfill just down the street. And you know how southern people are.
It's like
just
10, 20 miles down
Yes.
the road. Yeah. Yeah.
So I load up all the crap, and I go to the landfill. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So now I start pitching stuff into the hole.
Yeah.
Because it's like these big, holes. And this guy comes out of nowhere, and he goes, what are you... And I'm like...
A different guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
jeez. What are you
jeez.
doing? I'm like... And he goes, are you a resident? I said, no, but my husband used to be.
Right.
So that should get me something.
Something. At least let me throw away a couple of boxes worth of stuff.
So he starts in on me. I said, listen, he's got this storage unit. I'm just trying to get rid of this stuff. And he goes, which storage unit? So I told him, and then he looks at me and he goes, I am so tired of that guy sending people over here.
Oh, Jesus.
I said, okay.
Oh, boy. So you got kicked out because of that.
No, he said, you could throw the stuff away. He's like, but you can't. He was letting me get rid of what I had. And he goes, this is a one-trip thing. You can't bring more stuff.
That's it.
So I said, that's fine. So I went back to the storage unit, loaded up what Jay wanted. There was a couple of things left, and I just was like, I'm going to let the storage unit owner deal with this because...
He's got a dumpster.
He's got a dumpster.
He's got a dumpster. He's all set. He doesn't need anything.
So this leads me to Georgia.
Oh.
So I'm on the way home. Now there's a tractor trailer, and now it is not legal for tractor trailers to drive in the left lane.
Correct.
But this guy was lane hopping between the left and the middle.
Yeah, dangerous.
So at one point I was like, I just want to get past this guy because I don't like him. So to pass the guy, I had to do about 80, 85, which is not that bad.
Right.
But I did get pulled over.
85 in Georgia? That's bad. That's bad. They don't take kindly to that round there.
No, we don't take kindly to people who don't take kindly.
No.
So the lights blared, I got pulled over, and I mean, he was the typical Southern sheriff, and he had the mirror sunglasses and everything.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I thought you people only existed in Smokey and the Bandit.
That's right. Did he have the mustache and everything?
He did have he had the top mustache.
That's cute.
He had the soup catcher.
That's great. That's great.
So I was like, ugh.
License registration.
So I look, he's like, I'm like, oh, great. So I look at my dad, who is laughing at me.
Oh, of course.
And he goes, you're getting a ticket. I said,
like, no kidding, Dad.
I said, thanks for your optimism. He goes, oh. He said, with your mass plates, you're getting a ticket.
Yep.
I went, maybe he'll just be kind. No, he came back. He gave me a ticket.
How much?
Oh, it was like $300.
Oh!
But here's the thing, right? So I get the ticket. Oh, and then he made me stop so that we could sleep. And then the next day, we're driving through New York. And after the George Washington Bridge, there's this road, and then the road is not speed limited. There's no signs. So I'm driving, keeping up with the flow of traffic. Boom, lights. My dad goes, how many times?
Oh my God, Tara, twice on the same
trip.
trip.
With the flow of traffic.
I guess so.
So I pull over, and the cop comes over, and as I said last week, my dad does not care. So the cop comes over to the window, and he goes, do you know why I pulled you over? And I'm like, can't imagine. And he's like, do you know what the speed limit is here? And my dad goes, no, because there's no signs.
That's awesome. Bob's great. No, because there's no signs. Yeah.
So the guy goes,
it's not my fault.
Well, it's 55. And I was doing like 65.
Probably
so
75.
I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
So he walks away with my stuff, and my dad looks at me and goes, you getting a ticket? I'm like, oh.
Double ticket, Bob.
I don't want it.
Oh, that's awful.
He comes back, and he gives me a ticket. And my dad is now angry because he's like, it's because you have a Massachusetts plate. And he's like, all these other people were going past you.
Mm-hmm.
You were just keeping up with the flow of traffic. He's like,
right.
You're being prejudiced.
Right. It's not your fault. It's not your fault, sweetie. It's not your fault.
So when I got home, I paid both the New York and the Georgia ticket ultimately.
Okay.
But I got another letter from the Georgia from the state of Georgia, and it said, well, now I'd already paid the ticket. I should be very clear on that. They sent me another letter, and they said, we've attached a fee, like a super speeder fee, so you owe us another $300.
No way.
See?
No fucking way. Sorry.
So I wrote him a letter, and I said, I've already paid this ticket. If there was a fine that was going to be involved, you should have sent that. You should have sent that with the original bill.
Correct.
I'm not paying additional fines.
Right.
So they sent me a thing, and they said that your privilege to drive in Georgia has been revoked. And I'm like, it is not a privilege
right.
to
exactly.
drive in Georgia,
yeah.
and I'm fine with it being revoked.
You should have sent him a note back. You guys are, what a peach. That's good. What a peach. You guys are just so nice. Oh.
So I hate Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah. We were going through Georgia on the way to Florida one time, my family and I, and we stopped at Waffle House.
Oh, God!
And
sticky floors.
Yes, and we're all sitting around, and my uncle looks up, my Uncle Steven, he goes, oh, no, it was my Auntie Mary, and she goes, do you guys have raisin bagels? And she's like, and in all fairness, it was just like
some... Dog, isn't it?
She's like,
that's a dog, isn't it?
She's like, we ain't got no bagel, we got raisin toast. So everything they serve comes out with like two packets of mustard on the side. I'm like,
mustard?
I've never had like raisin toast with eggs and bacon and mustard. Like, it's just like a weird thing to me. I don't know. That's my Georgia story. It pales in comparison to Speed Racer over here.
I was keeping with the flow of track.
You were.
I mean, if you're gonna blame me, blame everyone.
Right. Just keep your ass out of Georgia.
I'm not allowed.
And don't go through New York to go there.
Well, the New York one is fine.
Right.
That was taken care of.
Right. But they're just being ball breakers. Or peach crushes.
Peach crushes.
Don't crush my peaches. All right, well.
Like a peach.
Do you have anything else for this week? Because I certainly don't.
No, and we're on time anyway. So.
Yeah, we're right on time. Plus, we're gonna do some editing. Because I mean, you know, that's what we do. And yeah, in closing, that'll be closing.
I'll stay out of Georgia.
We hope you guys have a great week. And remember, the first teacher is your own heart.
Oh.
I love you. Bye.
Love you too.
Yes.